Hi, I'm James Robert Meyer. I'm here today to interview Chris Choi of O&O English. Good afternoon, Mr. Choi.
Good afternoon.
Yes.
And thank you very much for having me here.
Yes, how does someone like you decide to be an English teacher and a director of
Uh-huh.
the O&O English? What made you do that?
Yeah. When I was a kid, I was really infatuated with Korean celebrities who were very fluent in English because they could communicate with anyone in the world, and and then my mom and dad always made me realize the importance of English. That is the most spoken language in the world. So I started to learn how to read and write characters first, then
Wow.
dictated, 50 or 60 expressions excerpted from a lot of, a variety of conversation
Every
books.
day?
Yeah.
Wow.
And translated and memorized them all. And also, after I graduated from my university, yeah, I studied abroad in America and Canada.
Wow.
And actually, I really studied English butt off and made friends with local people so that
Okay.
I could have conversations with them every day, and that's why I could improve my English
Okay.
a little bit faster
Yeah.
than usual.
That's why you are an English master.
Not yet. I think I'm just flattered.
Okay.
I'm flattered, but thank you very much.
Was English big then here?
Yeah, in the early 80s and 90s, the people living in Seoul, Busan, Daegu learned English from American or Canadian teachers. They were living and teaching the students in Seoul, Busan, and Daegu.
Oh, okay.
So we could learn proper English, not Konglish.
Oh,
Right?
not Congress.
Yeah, and but the problem was that the people living in Ulsan really have the opportunity to learn proper English from native speakers. So after I studied abroad in Canada and America, I decided to teach the students living in Ulsan.
That's good.
I really looked forward to teaching them proper English, and also I really wanted to give them opportunities to have conversations with native teachers like you.
Oh,
Yeah, that's why I opened this ONI English
okay.
Ulsan right
In
here.
Ulsan,
Yeah.
yes.
Yeah.
What challenges do the Korean people have
Uh-huh.
to speak English and read English? And but mainly, I think they mean what challenge do they have to communicate with foreigners?
Actually, there were two challenges in learning English in Korea. First, most Korean English educators focus on teaching, the principles of English grammar.
Yes.
Yeah, English is a language.
Yes.
So
And English is not a science.
yeah, so the first step of learning English should be learning a variety of words and useful expressions,
Yes.
so that they could use them when they have conversations
Yes.
with foreigners.
Yes.
But Korean English teachers always focus on teaching grammar principles.
Grammar and also memorizing words.
Yeah, you're right. Too much focus on grammar and vocabulary.
Yes.
That's why. That's why Korean students couldn't speak the language fluently, even though they had studied English for a couple of years.
Yes.
Yeah, and the second problem was they always have the tendency to translate Korean language into English language. So the expression couldn't be, in common, or
In common.
yeah, or those cannot be general.
General.
Yeah, native speakers probably said, "Oh, that expression wasn't appropriate," or
Yes.
"Oh, that guy is a little bit stupid because
Yeah.
they used such a poor expression," something like that. Yeah.
Also, Koreans know grammar better than native speakers, some people.
Yeah, but
They-
but I think the grammar, some of the grammar principles they have learned isn't correct.
And it confuses them
Yeah, you're
because
right.
you have to be very natural in your speaking.
Mm-hmm.
And actually, many Americans make mistakes in grammar, but people can still understand them.
Yeah, Korean people are all in the same situation.
Yeah.
We just listened to what our parents say or what brothers or sisters
Yeah.
said. Yeah, and then we repeat it so that
Yes.
we could be fluent in our language.
Yeah, native languages,
Yeah.
yes.
We never learned
Grammar.
principles in grammar first.
Yeah.
Right. It's like don't you think it's like studying mathematics?
Yes.
Even though we are learning a language,
Yeah,
right?
it's correct, yeah.
Yeah, I think that is a serious problem.
Of all languages, you should just learn speaking first.
Yeah, you're right.
And then later, if you want to be an expert, then you study grammar, I think.
Yeah, and there is another problem. Actually, when you hit the bookstores in Korea, you cannot find the good conversation book.
Yes.
Yeah, yeah. Just like those just there are just a lot of books written something like articles and let the students read the phrases, translate them, and discuss him or herself.
Or they sometimes have travel
Yeah.
things, but it's not that useful because
That's what I'm
just,
talking about.
they're just like sentences that are not,
Mhm.
they're not related to the other sentences.
You're right, and then there are not books teaching Korean students like use for idioms or slangs or
Slang, yes.
yeah. I think Korean people also need to learn some idioms or slangs so that
Yes.
they can communicate with native speakers a little bit more fluently.
Yes, and natural.
Yeah, but Korean teachers rarely teach their students such a useful expression. Yeah, they just ignore that, or they know the expressions because they haven't learned from their teachers.
Yeah, some new words, if you have a few words, people will think you're more intelligent.
Mm-hmm.
If you use a real American English.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, for example, when you want to say, don't put off the things, then you will say, don't procrastinate.
Don't
Right.
procrastinate.
Yeah, but
yes.
the most Korean people who have the tendency to translate Korean language into English
English.
will say like, don't delay it or don't postpone it.
Oh,
Yeah, it's not wrong expression, but
Yeah.
problem is that it's not general and common at all.
yes.
Right. So that's why I've focused on teaching
Teaching.
a lot of useful expressions that native speakers use when they have conversations among them.
Yes,
Yeah.
I agree with you.
Yeah, to our Korean students.
Yes.
Yeah. So yeah, I think that is appropriate.
And very useful for the students.
Yeah,
and
useful
people,
way
yeah.
in
Because
learning
normal,
English.
yeah, the normal general
Mhm.
speaking manner of Americans.
Yeah, and also when we want to improve our English, we need to experience a lot of American cultures or Canadian cultures too, because I think language also comes from culture, right?
Yes.
Yeah, And for example, American people are very, I think, very extroverted and friendly and sometimes straightforward. So
Yes.
they always, how can I say? They always use, you know, some expressions like directly.
Directly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And Canadian people are too.
Yes.
And some of them always try to teach Korean people correct expressions, or when Korean people use inappropriate expressions when they have conversations, right? Yeah. So I think it is really good.
Yes.
Yeah.
So your books, I think, are very fantastic.
Really?
Yeah.
I'm
Very
flattered.
useful. Yeah. Like the words that get blasted, or
Mhm.
you know.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, some native speakers say, "Hey, you too much focus on teaching, idioms. Yeah, the idioms are used sometimes, but
Yes.
native speakers don't use the idioms that much." But no, I disagree. No, in my experience, I mean, when I lived in America or Canada,
Yes.
native speakers always, use the idioms. Yeah, like if a student wants to get out of their school without any permission, then we say, oh, they're playing hooky, right?
Playing hooky. Yes.
Yeah. I think it's a native expression,
Yes.
even though it's a kind of idioms, but
Yes.
it's a really appropriate and native expression. So I think Korean people had better learn, such a useful expression as well.
And I think if you know idioms, people look at you like you're smarter
Oh, really?
and you have better English background.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah. But also, I can explain the meanings of each, idiom.
Idiom in
Yeah.
Korean and English.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I think it's really good.
Yeah,
so.
I think idioms are very useful, and
Mhm.
people will look at you different
Mhm.
if you use idioms.
Yeah, you're right.
Because sometimes people speak for entertainment.
Mm-hmm.
If you use very scientific words, it
Mhm.
looks like boring.
Oh, yeah, you're right. Yeah.
And the idioms make it more exciting.
Really?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, that's
Yeah, I think it's a good way of attracting students. I mean, making
Friends.
students interested in learning English. Yeah, yeah, I think so.
And if you know idioms, I think you can make friends more easily
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about.
because they will think you're cool or something
You're right.
if you know good,
Mhm. Mm-hmm. Yeah,
idioms.
yeah. You can say that again. I
Yes.
think.
Yeah.
So,
Have a good day, and
You
see
too.
you soon.
yeah, thank you very much for your hard work.
Okay, bye bye.
Bye.
We're still filming.
Oh no.
We'll
Oh,
cut it
really?
off.